KP classes dedicated to excellence.
Hello everyone, we have Mr. Suraj with us. He was a student for the CPWD Deputy Architect batch right from 2023 to 2024 in that period. And we are very happy to tell you that he has cleared not only the exam but also the interview now. And he has been selected for the post of Deputy Architect in CPWD. Firstly, Suraj, I would like to congratulate you on this wonderful success.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So in this short interaction, I would like to ask you a few questions, which I'm sure will be very useful for the future aspirants of government jobs, including this central architect
Sure.
service as well. So can you tell us, Suraj, briefly on how many months of preparation it took for you? What was your understanding? How many hours in general did you spend on the preparation of what? What was your strategy overall?
Yes, sir. From the start, I just cleared my BR from 2023. I just cleared. So after that, the notification was out in the month of June. So I just had very less time to get my COI license. So with some coordination with the COI people, firstly I would like to thank Ashok sir, who is from COI office. So he managed to get me the license soon. So after that I have applied. Then I come to know about the KP classes and all. So I just got the CPWD batch preparation kit. So from there, I joined actually in the middle of the course. So I started attending the live classes. At the same time, after my live classes, which was around like from 7 to 9 o'clock, 2 hours live sessions, we used to have not all the days, but the regular day, one after the other day. So the remaining day is to cover the other topics from the previous old videos. So once this was around 3 months of our course, so I was not studying anything extra, but attending all these live classes and just brushing up all those things. Once this was completed, I started reading the books that was provided by by KP classes. Later on, after once, I just brushed up with the books, having my notes beside me because that helped me a lot, which was very crisp in points. Later that I started my revisions, which I have done 2 or 3 times. I have done the revision. So once that was done, I started studying NBC. So I actually got a lot of time to study. So I gone through the whole NBC part one and part two. Later, I have studied URDPFI guidelines as well. I have gone through it. Then CPWD handbook is there. I just brushed up a little and few projects that I've done by CPWD and how the CPWD works and all. So yeah, this was my preparation strategy. So per day, I cannot say something. It was not very constant, but whenever I used to get time, every day, some 2 to 3 hours, I used to study actually. In the initial time, later, since the exam was very late, I was doing other things as well, doing my job and doing my freelance work and everything. So that experience also helped me in this in a practical world as well. Yes.
That's wonderful to know. It was a good approach towards the examination, and it was, I think, approximately 10 months of time you had after the notification till the
Mhm.
exam, 10 to
Yes,
12
yes.
months. So that was a good time for preparation, and I think you did attend the classes, and that was helpful to you.
Yes, sir.
I would also like to ask you about your experience of interview, like on the day of the interview. What was the scenario there? How prepared were you? What was difficult in the overall journey?
So for the when the interview dates were announced, first thing I started with is my portfolio. I didn't start my portfolio until the interview dates were out because we are not sure when the interview would be and the portfolio may get outdated. So I just had in my mind what all I'm gonna put, but I didn't start. Once the notification was out, I started with my portfolio. We had almost a 1 month. So 15 days I put it for my portfolio and the rest of the 15 days for my preparation strategies. So within this 15 days, I discussed with few of my faculties, few of my mentors. I would say Chandrasekhar sir, then one of my faculty, Karthik Chitlavada sir. With them, I discussed what all I can put and everything. So I prepared my portfolio. After that, I met few of my mentors who guided me through my interview strategies and everything. Yes, sir, pretty that much.
Okay. So can you briefly also tell what were the questions you faced in the interview? Briefly, if you remember anything of that day.
Yes, sir, definitely. So what we think like after looking at the like online interviews and everything was like it will start with our introduction and all those things and then they will ask questions after that. But with my experience, nothing was like that. They didn't even ask who I am, where I am from. Nothing was there. All we just went in. They took my portfolio. They started looking my about my projects. They asked me where I was working. Then in the portfolio, whatever the projects I had, my first project, so they started asking questions about that. So I had a school which I have done in Kadapa. It's a Birla Open Mind, Birla company ka ek school hai. So with that we started. They started the interview. So they pretty much asked like all the like what all norms I considered, every single thing. There is nothing called one-to-one question and the answer. It was all about my understanding how I design, why I designed like this, what are the design strategies, rather than like direct questions and answers. I think that was already done in our exams. So it was more like a conceptual based, design based questions that I have faced and mostly like a reasoning. If I say I have done this, then they will ask why I have done this. What are you considered? Was it like cost effective? Was it like actually climate responsive? So it was majorly about the real architecture than a question and answer session. So,
Okay, that's wonderful. Finally, I would like to also ask you, like, now that there's a notification for Military Engineering Services Deputy Architect also very recently,
yes,
there
sir.
are a lot of our students and our viewers who are preparing for that too. So,
Hmm.
any important piece of advice which you think can help students clear the exam with confidence? What should their thought process or approach be? So, what is your advice to them?
Well, first of all, I would say pretty much since we have done 5 years of course of architecture, we know most of the things, but we won't be able to recall it at that point of time. So since I took coaching from KP classes, all the structure which I got from that, the syllabus, the structure was very much crisp and I could able to recall like now also I remember each and every notes that I have made because it was very crisp. So that brushed up my old memories, my college learnings and everything, whatever taught by our faculties. So that helped me a lot. So I would suggest them to take any small coaching or at least a books or something rather than relying it on a whole vast subject which they cannot define at all. There is no boundaries to study since it's a very competitive exam. So I would suggest them to take any coaching from somewhere or any at least a books that it will give them a proper list of things that they have to study. Once they're done with that, rather than going for collecting more information, I would just advise them to revise whatever they have. As an architect, I would also suggest them to go through NBC, not just for examination, but for our professional thing also it is required. So NBC, URDPFI, something like that, and deadly schedule of trade, CPWD guidelines, which would be helpful not just in case of exam, but also in our regular practice. So that also I would suggest them to go through it.
That's a wonderful advice, Suraj. Thank you for taking out your time to have this short interaction. I would
Yes,
like to end this again by congratulating you. And
yes,
like you were talking about the BArch and the things you study there, and I would just want to add over there, even I personally, like we are from the same college.
yes,
I've
sir.
learned from almost the same professors whom you have studied to, and whatever I teach my students right now, I owe to them. So
Yes,
it was a wonderful experience to be from SPAV, and it is wonderful that you also from the same college have
yes,
cleared the examination. It is a double amount of pride for me.
yes,
Congratulations again.
yes,
So
sir.
thank
Thank you.
you and all the best for your future, Suraj.
Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
KP Classes. Dedicated to excellence.